Hello friends, who is ready for some wings? It is Wednesday, and lately, for quite a while now, if it's Wednesday, it's often Wings Day, at least once a month on my Philly schedule. Welcome to my kitchen, I'm Philly, and we are making Filipino adobo wings in the air fryer tonight. So let me get up my chat, and if you are watching, please feel free to drop a hello down below. Would love to know who is joining us on this Wednesday evening hump day. Let me get everything set there. Very good. Awesome. So let me tell you a little bit about Filipino adobo. Let me just adjust things there a little bit. Okay, excellent. All right. So friends, let me give you a little bit of information. First of all, I got all my information and the recipe from Urban Bliss Life. And the cook there, let me actually get out that so I don't forget, is Marlin Shotland. And she comes by all of this information, honestly, her heritage, and I'm really excited to try her recipe. Also on there is a lot of information that taught me a lot about Filipino adobo. So adobo is something that families all over in that area have their own recipe for. They have their own concoction. I mean, everything's kind of similar, but they have maybe their own little twist. So there are literally, I think, thousands of different variations on, and this is just Marlin's. But basically, it means there's usually a marinade of vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, bay leaves, and black peppercorns. It has a savory, sweet flavor, and sometimes some tanginess and richness. So I'll tell you a little bit about how these were marinating overnight. But I didn't want people to be confused with Filipino adobo and Mexican adobo, because that was the first time I'd ever heard adobo. So they're very different. And of course, this one is from the Philippines, and it originated, they think, during the Spanish colonial era. So it shows a blend of Filipino cooking with Spanish influences, and therefore Filipino adobo. So very exciting, and I love when you can cook and learn something new. So let me go check out the chat and see if anyone's joining us. Hi Barbara, how are you? Have you ever had any Filipino adobo? This will be my first time, and I'm really excited about it. Now we do have a Filipino place named Chapachoy in Philly, and we got quite a few different specialties there. I don't think we got adobo, but anyways, I'm gonna get these in the air fryer straight away. They have, it has been preheated to 400. I'm actually cooking these at 360. There is some sugar in the marinade, and I noticed in my air fryer that really turns on the browning because that air is constantly going around it. So I'm using a little bit lower temperature. Sometimes it's 380. Today it's gonna be 360. And these are the wings, the huge wings that have been marinating for almost a day. I guess it was probably more like 12 hours. And I set the marinade right after school yesterday. And then this morning when I got up, I took them out and I reserved the marinade. Here's the marinade right here. And I dried them off really well. And I put them in my very complicated contraption, which involves a cake pan and a rack. So, and that way they can kind of have air circulation. It stays open. I do not cover these with anything, and it helps the skin get dry. That's been my hack. Oftentimes I toss them with baking powder. I have to change the information below, which by the way, there's lots of information below about what I did, and already I've broken my own rules. I did not toss them with baking powder. I actually, you know what, I kind of decided against it. I thought because of the nature of this wet marinade, I was gonna leave that off and just let these go. Plus, we're gonna be brushing the cooked marinade on it halfway through. So let's get them in. I'm gonna get my tray, and in my tray, Hubs is not here. He's actually away for business. And so it's just me cleaning up. So I'm definitely using the liner. But even without, I think I would, because of the way we're gonna be basting these. So I'm just gonna put a little bit down below on my liner, and I'm going to get my tongs. And I'm just gonna nestle these in and spray the one side. So these are the way I like to get my wings. You absolutely can get them in drums and flats. I prefer them this way. I find that number one, they're easier to manage in the air fryer and they cook up super nice. And then they're fun to eat because you know, like sometimes when you grab a little bit of a wing, it just seems so small. And I know we don't need this little tip right here, but sometimes it's got some good crispies in there that you can gnaw on. Anyways, if I can get them this way, that's how I get them. So if you've never tried your wings whole like this, do give them a try and let me know what you think. So I've nestled them in, and I'm just going to give them a quick spray. And of course, doing it in the air fryer or the oven helps it be healthier. But if you were using your oven, you could put it in the oven for 400 for about 25-30 minutes. We're going to be cooking ours for about 25 minutes. Let's see here. I'm going to do it at 360, and let me just get this in. And I'm going to press my shake function, which means it'll beep, and when it beeps, I'm going to be basting the wings with the cooked marinade. So let me tell you about the marinade, actually. I'm going to keep this aside. I'm going to keep both of these over here. So here's the marinade that I made last night. And I'm going to give you what I put in here, but it is down below. So in here, for 2 pounds of wings, I put 1 cup soy sauce, 1 tablespoon hoisin, a ½ cup of cane vinegar, or I don't have cane vinegar, so you can use white wine vinegar or just white vinegar. So I used white wine vinegar. A half a yellow onion sliced, 4 garlic cloves minced, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, a ½ teaspoon salt, ½ teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon lime juice, 2 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns, and I just put it in a plastic bag, put the wings in, massaged it, flipped it many times through the evening, flipped it in the morning before I finally took them out to dry them. And we are going to take this and we're going to put the whole thing right in here and get it reducing and cooking up. Now, I chose not to put my burner right here for this because A, this really isn't that exciting to watch this. And B, I have steam just going the whole stream. So I love using my little, let me just get this on high to get it started. She says medium-high heat, but I'm going to get it high to start, and then we're going to cook that for 5 minutes. But I love having my pan here for y'all to see, but when it's just steaming and literally doing nothing else, I don't know, I felt like I was getting a great facial, but it was kind of annoying me after a little while. So anyway, so we're going to set that aside, and I'll tell you what we're going to do in the meantime. But let me check my chat. Oh my goodness, chat is blowing up. So Barb has not had Filipino adobo, but it sounds good. And hey, Diaz. And please say hi to your sweetie as well. Yes, don't they sound finger looking good with the fact that we're going to be basting it? And you can even baste it one more time when it comes out. I figure there's going to be lots of yumminess on here that we're going to want to lick our fingers. And Diaz was saying adobo in Philippines, not the same, yes, as the all-purpose seasoning adobo. Yes, exactly. And I do have that, by the way. I have that. Goya makes a great adobo, just all-purpose. It's a great seasoning that sometimes I just throw on a variety of things, even if it's not Puerto Rican cooking. So you are exactly right. I do think it's always interesting when adobo means different things in different cultures, and then you're just trying to figure out what it means in each culture. Very different. But thank you for mentioning that. And no flowers, I know. So I have some parsley, which we're actually not using. I had this for something else I was doing. And oh, it was for the wine sausages, or something else I was doing. And look, it's still nice. With parsley, I love it because you can just clip it, put it in water, and change the water, and it stays really nice. Now, you all know what I'm going to do with this. Because, in fact, I probably will do it tonight because it's starting to show little signs of yellow, which means it's hurting a little bit, is I'm going to get this chopped up and put it in my freezer because so many of these herbs, especially when you've washed and dried them, chop them up, put in the freezer, they are good anytime. We are going to be using some of my freezer cilantro, not only for sprinkling on top of our wings, but also for what we're going to make next. So, you know, I love me a great salad, and what better way to make a salad but then a Filipino salad? So I found another website, and let me see if I wrote it down. I will find it for you. Another website, because I want to cite this. And it's a Filipino cucumber salad, and I'm going to not know how to say this, but it's ensaladang pepino. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. And it's a really simple salad that utilizes, where are my tomatoes, cucumbers, green onion, and as well as some fish sauce, some rice vinegar. I'm almost done with my one, so I brought out my second one. Shallot and sugar. But the first thing we're going to do is get these green onions sliced up real quick. This is not necessary, but you know I love a flourish. And if we slice them up, put them in some ice water, and put them in the fridge until the end, then they're going to curl up and be a great garnish on top. Plus, great flavor. So let me get some ice for my water. See here. Now, it is very humid in the city. We got a little bit of rain. We did not get much rain. We have not had a lot of rain lately. And I was quite warm, so I kept my top on, but I decided to put shorts on because it's just one of those days. So we're going to only use the green part, so let me get these a wash. And then we're going to be slicing them in strips so they'll curl once. 1 second. There we go. So they'll curl once we put them in the ice water. And we'll put them in the fridge too to ensure that hopefully they curl up. It's supposed to take about 20 minutes, so hopefully we'll have enough time to do that. We just trim off these edges, so we will be saving the whites for another time. Just going to be using the green parts today, so I'll save these for another time. And then I'm not going to do well slicing that whole thing, so I'm going to actually do this part. Move this out of the way. I'm going to do this part in half, and then I'm going to take them and try to slice them. Now, my knife skills are only so-so, being a home cook and never having been formally trained. So I'm just going to do my best, right? That's all we can do. I was just talking to my students about that, about how important mistakes are, that it teaches us so much, and that we always learn that, right? Even as adults, we make mistakes, we learn from it. So let me just get these sliced, because I do want to get these in the ice water so they have a chance to curl. I'm very excited. I love something a little fancy. So, DS, have you ever had Filipino adobo before? I was mentioning that there is so I'm just going to put these in ice water, like that, and I'm going to put these in the fridge to keep it super chill. Going to make this super chill this evening. All right. That we have a Filipino place in the city that has gotten great accolades. Casual spot, really delicious food, but I don't think I had the adobo there. We had quite a few different dishes that were recommended. So let me see here. Great idea, absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some tomatoes cut in half and some cucumbers chopped, basically equal amounts. I think it says like 1 pound and 1.5 pounds. Generally equal amounts. I love a cucumber salad. I love that there's like a cucumber salad in so many different cultures. I think that's honestly very cool. And I think cucumber's refreshing. And of course, if any of you have been anywhere on social media, there was a young man named Logan that got everyone really into cucumbers. And as I mentioned in a couple of the shorts I made, I was all for it. You know, when we can get people interested in a vegetable, so many of the trends are super fattening, which, trust me, it's not that I don't like indulging, but sometimes you're like, how do y'all like not have your cholesterol go out the roof or not fit into your clothes? So I'm just gonna take these and slice these up. You don't have to have it. These are quite small. These are little mini cucumbers, which I love. But I'm just going to do them in half because I feel like they'll be a more similar size to my tomatoes that I'm also going to cut in half. So I'm just going to do this real quick. And then we're going to make the dressing, and we're going to dress it at the end. Let me cut this in half and this in half. She does mention dress it at the end, which is interesting because I know for obviously lettuce salads we want to do that. But typically for my cucumber salads, it's not that I make it well in advance, but like if I was doing it right now, I would dress it, you know, and then it'll be fine. And I'm sure it would be fine, but we're gonna just do the directions. We're gonna follow what she said. So just slicing these up. The thing that worried me with Logan and his cucumber trend was all the people using mandolins all of a sudden, and you know those are super sharp. So one of my friends had a big accident with that, so I have never gotten a mandolin because I've been afraid, if I'm being completely honest. Now I'm gonna take these tomatoes and I'm gonna slice them through, and in the interest of time, I'm going to use my hack, which is just taking 2 lids of your containers, throw them in, and then put the other lid on top, and then you just slice through. And I'm going to use my bigger knife for that, not that little one. This one will get through it better. So I use a serrated knife always because I think it just does the job better. So we just slice through, and then you have sliced tomatoes, easy as that. And I'm going to do another one. So it does make it quite quick. And you know, I don't like to wash extra things, but rinsing off and washing lids, like that is definitely not a problem. Ooh, this is awesome. And I'm just gonna use them all. I'm gonna enjoy this salad tomorrow with my lunch as well. Because Hubs isn't here, so I will definitely have leftovers. So we got everything sliced up. I'm gonna throw these over here, move this out of the way, and now we're gonna make the dressing. So what are y'all having for dinner tonight? DS Barb. And by the way, if you're just joining us, we're making Filipino adobo chicken wings in the air fryer. And right now, they are cooking, and they have about 15 minutes left. In a few minutes, let's see how my stuff is. We do have a little bit of a problem. I turned on the heat, and I put it on melt instead of high. So, okay. So we are not going to be basting until that has boiled for 5 minutes. I'm wondering if I should just stop it or suck it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh. You got to take a look at these. Let me just show you what's going on here. And it's exactly what I thought was going to happen because of the sugar that's in the recipe. Wait till you see from the soy sauce and then the sugar how brown these already are. Look at those beauties. So we've been cooking about 10 minutes now, maybe 11 minutes. Look how gorgeous they look already. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just take this time since I need to get this, which is not at all boiling because it was on melt. See, melt. Look at my dirty stove. Melt there. Yeah, that's a problem. So I'm going. You too can cook chicken wings just like Philly and make all the mistakes she makes. So I'm going to actually flip these. We'll end up flipping these twice because I would like the marinade to go on this side. So I'm going to flip them right now. And then we'll flip them once more. But man, that skin just looks amazing. Super excited about that. And these are gorgeous wings. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm telling you, if you have not gotten the full wing yet, you got to try. Oh, you know what? Let me just give a little bit more of an oil spray on there. And this is just, I think it's avocado oil I have in here right now. Okay, just a quick spritz. And we're going to put them back in. And then once this has been boiling for 5 minutes, we will baste. Okay, so that's going. And let me just check and see if it's boiling. It's funny, I was going around yammering and I thought I don't hear any boiling because you know cooking is so much about the smell, the sound, you know, the sight, you know, and that helps us with cooking. And I'm like, I don't hear anything going on back here. I'm glad I looked because we need that. We definitely need that for our recipe. Yes, aren't those gorgeous? But by the way, if you like content like this, please make sure. Oh, I'm just going to let this go. Put that back in again. And I'm going to set this timer for, well, actually, I'm not setting it until I get this going. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit flustered. But if you like content like this, if you like a flustered Philly, Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this content, and let me know what you want to see in the future. I will tell you that this is the second to last Wing Wednesday we're going to have. So, and it's not that I won't ever do another wings, but next month will be my last wings, and I've got a surprise about the wings that I'm not going to reveal yet. You'll have to wait till I drop my schedule. However, I will say that I just felt like there's other things that I want to explore and do, and it might be air fryer focused, and it might not be. I haven't really figured that out yet, but I just want to create more opportunities to do some other things. So with that being said, let's make the dressing for our Filipino cucumber salad. So I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to be I was thinking about doing this in half. You know what? It's fine. I'll just make the full recipe, and I'll just add what we need. I don't tend to like something overdressed, but we'll just do the full recipe. So in this, we are going to put 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. I know I can measure it by looking, but sometimes it's just easier. Oh, I hear good things. Nope, it's not boiling yet. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on. We got to get you going. In fact, you know what? I'm going to let these just sit a second because I need some time for them to be on. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is going off rails. 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Oops. So we got 1, 2, and I need 1 more. Open this new one. Let me put this away. A brand new one. So I got to pull it. There we go. Got my little trash pile over there. I think there's just a smidge left in here. Nope, not really much, maybe 2 drops. Okay, so 3 tablespoons. And then we are going to add some chopped cilantro and a sliced shallot. So let me get my shallot sliced. Put this there. Fish sauce is quite controversial. People worry about the taste, and there are some people that vehemently have told me they do not like fish sauce, and I honor that. You know, everyone teach their own. I have found that as I've gotten older, I've been trying more things over the past, I would say 15, 20 years, and my taste palette has broadened quite a bit. And what I love about it is I feel like there's more things to enjoy, so embrace it, right? So I'm just going to slice some shallots. And this is going to go in the dressing. I'm going to stop there because that is a lot of shallot for my dressing. I'm going to also cut them in half just so they don't bulk up in there. Okay, so I've got my shallot. And they said put the shallot in the dressing. So that is what we're going to do. And I need to put a half teaspoon of sugar. That's the other thing I need to do. And that I'm going to eyeball. And we are boiling. Yay! Oh, happy day. So let's get the timer going for 5 minutes because then we can baste. All right. So be about that much. All right. Okay. Half teaspoon of sugar. And I'll use this to actually just stir it up. Oh, and my cilantro. I'll add my cilantro. They said a 1/4 cup. I don't think I'm going to have enough to put a 1/4 cup in here and also have some for sprinkling on top of our wings. So I'm going to put a little less than recommended. Just giving you all a heads up on that. Okay, let me get some cilantro in my freezer. Ready to go. Although as you can tell from my conversation that I need to get, that's just to break it up some more. So plastic containers work well. One thing I don't like about the ones I currently have is it's hard to get the lids off, especially when they're frozen. So I actually have a good amount. I always smell just to make sure it's my cilantro, not my parsley. Not that that would be a bad substitute. So I'm just going to get some in here. I have a good amount in here. Okay, we'll do that. But I actually got some on Amazon that they actually twist off, which is just a little bit easier because the plastic it gets more taut. Oh, that smells good. It gets more taut when it's in the freezer. So it's hard, and sometimes they'll break even because it gets brittle. All right, so let me just double check my recipe. Fish sauce, the green onions in there, rice vinegar, sugar, cilantro, shallot. Oh, and black pepper. Don't want to forget that. Doesn't specify how much, so I'm just going to give a nice grind. Love black pepper. There we go. Very nice. Okay. There we go. Excellent. Okay, let me show you how that looks. If you can see, that's got the fish sauce, and my fish sauce is a darker one from Red Boat with the rice wine vinegar. I'm going to leave this here. I'm putting this back in the freezer for sprinkling on the wings. Okay, and let's tidy up so we can kind of get things a little bit ready, and we can chit-chat then. I do miss Hubs. Well, I miss him always, but I also miss him for washing my dishes. A girl gets spoiled. A girl gets spoiled, that's for sure. All right, there we go. So let me tell you about who made the content creator for this salad, because I actually kept it up. So for the salad, it is, let me find it. It's called itsforkandspoon.com. And let me get the name. Well, it's a couple that do it, Noelle and Elijah. So Noelle and Elijah, thank you for the Filipino cucumber salad. We are very excited to try it, or not we, as if I have someone else here. I am very excited to try it, but everyone who's watching, are very excited to find out how delicious it is. So I will add their information down here after the stream when I get my thumbnail ready and all of that. I will also make sure the information below has a couple of the corrections that I talked about earlier. So you can see that there's not a lot of hands-on time for this because we made that marinade. We're boiling away. Very nice. Sorry, I just did a squirrel moment there. And see, it's allowing that black pepper and the onion and all that to cook now in that marinade, and then we will be basting that on there. So these are just going to be gorgeous wings. I know I use that word a lot in my streams, but it will be. Those will be delightful. Color, huge color in this. And let me see how our time is. All right, so we're getting to the end. So I'm going to put these back in. Continue cooking. Okay, and then we will in about 2 minutes, we will we'll baste them. So I'll show you how that looks. Let me set this aside. Let me get back to the chat too. Oh, the chat is quiet. Y'all quiet on me. Oh my goodness. That's okay. That's okay. Rough week or just feeling quiet today. It has been a glum day here. Like I said, just a little drizzly, really humid, very cloudy. Although the sun came out for a little bit in the afternoon. Okay, once my oven shows 10 minutes, I'm gonna take those out and baste, and I will bring you over to check them out. And then we will see how dark we can get these wings. I have a feeling we are going to have quite the color. Now I noticed in her picture that the color almost looked red, and I'm not sure if it has to do with, any of the ingredients she uses, but mine will definitely not have that color, but they will have, hopefully, really good flavor. So let me just toss this a little bit, our tomato salad, so that it's more integrated. You can see, look at this. I mean, how great to start this way. So this is something you could also do if you had a mandolin like Logan did, and just get these ingredients in with the cucumber, add the tomatoes, and then, you know, add the simple dressing ingredients, and then you're good to go. Shake it up. Okay, there we go. So this salad is ready to go. Now I'm going to get things basted. So let me bring you over and let's check things out. There we go. Let's see. Now they looked gorgeous before. Yes, so that side. You know what I'm going to do? Since we have the luxury time, I'm going to baste twice. We're going to try something a little different. So I'm going to baste twice because look, those undersides are quite pale. And let me show you here. See how nice that's going? So what we need to do is I need to take this out, discard all of the solids, and then use this to baste. And I'm going to continue to have this reducing while the wings are cooking before I flip them one last time. So let me bring you back around. I'm going to use a spoon to get some of this stuff out. I'm just going to toss it. You know what? I'm just going to toss it in here, and then I can put it in the trash after it cools. There we go. All that good. I mean, this smells amazing. It smells absolutely fragrant, savory. And you know what's funny? I can tell the bay leaf, like I can smell that. Now, there are some things in here. I still have a little bit of chunks going on in here. I think this is all going to be fine for me to baste the first time, but I'm going to try to get this reduced a little bit. She doesn't really mention about that, but I feel like that has got to be a good thing. So we're going to try it. So I'm going to just take this and baste these wings, get all that good flavor. There we go. And that's the thing is I don't feel like it's clinging because it's so liquidy. So I don't know. So we're going to let these cook a little bit more, and I'm going to let this reduce a little bit more and get these back in. And check this in 5 more minutes. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to, in 5 more minutes, flip it one last time, and then we'll baste again. And hopefully this will reduce a little bit. There we go. Coming up, by the way, is we actually just have one more, next weekend we have one more stream, and that'll do it for September, which is hard to believe. I cannot understand how September is flying by. And the stream next will be the stream that I was trying to do in the summer. It was a French place, which is escaping right now, so I will think of the name of it. But it's a place that's open just for sandwiches, and they were in, I don't know if it was just France, but they were over in Europe for the summer, so they take quite a few weeks off, maybe 6 weeks, to get over to Europe before they return. So in any event, that is the one coming up. That will be with Hubs. We'll be doing a Philly takeout try or buy. And let me get the name of that too. Let me see here. Let's see. That place, which has escaped my mind, is Cafe Lutetia. Cafe Lutetia try or buy. And I actually first heard about Cafe Lutetia. Let me just get this back. I first heard about it from Chef Mark Vetri, which is an acclaimed chef here that had many different Italian restaurants, and that he talked about it having some of his favorite sandwiches. So definitely want to do that. Meanwhile, with all these savory scents, I'm going to get out a beer to enjoy with these wings. And today, it is not a Filipino beer. It is a Jamaican beer, which you all have seen many times. You know I love me a Red Stripe. So yes, although I will say on Urban Bliss, I think they're also one of them's a sommelier. So they mentioned that some different wines that would be great also with these wings. And one of them was a rosé, which I do have rosé. But for me, I really like having a beer with wings. I don't know. Delicious. Excellent. Okay. So let's see. If there's 7 minutes left there, in 2 more minutes, we'll take it out, flip it and baste it some more. So coming up in October, I've been doing some thinking. I actually spoke with one of our friends who's on the chat. We were messaging. She had brought up an idea, and I told her I was actually thinking of a similar idea, but just a different version, just giving you some hints. So it's something sweet, though, that'll be coming up, not in October, but November. So October, I've got some different ideas whirling about. Like I said, I do know what I'm doing for my last wings. But if there's ever ideas, even if I can't do it, that month, please let me know. So if you're watching this and you would like to see some content that I haven't done yet, I'd love to find out, because a lot of times there have been so many people on here that watch that have made suggestions, and I've turned around and used them on a live stream, which is always fun. So let's see how our stuff is doing. So it is reducing, since there's really nothing in there to make it go syrupy. I mean, there is a little sugar. It's not going to become syrupy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on low, because I also know that that's intensifying the flavors, the soy, the salt, and I don't want the basting to become overly salty. So I'm just going to let it stay on low then. And now I think I'm going to get our wings out. It's at 6 minutes, but I think I'm going to get them out, and they look beautiful. So these, let me show you, these got definitely a little more brown, and I do think the basting helped as well. So you can see, they definitely got more brown. So now we're going to flip them and baste the other side. And the other side already is brown. So the other side, I imagine, is going to get quite dark. I'm also knowing there is some liquid accumulating down below here. And that is a result, from the fats from the chicken. And you know what? I'm trying to think if I should try to remove that liquid, because I do think it's going to take some of the crispiness out, and I think I am going to. So I'm going to be a little fussy with these, because I really want these to turn out. I'm not going to use this as my serving plate, but I'm going to actually, see, since I'm making the shortcut of my cleanup with putting this liner in here, with some of the liquid that kind of drips naturally, the drippings, it kind of has accumulated, and I just don't want that. Let me see, I'm gonna put this in here. I just don't want that to make my wings soggy. Y'all that know me know that I do not like a soggy wing. So let's see if we can do this without making a royal mess. I gotta move that first. All right, let's see, we can do this. We can do hard things, right? Oh, yep, that's working, okay. All right, here we go. And I'm going to get a fresh liner. There we go. See, if you're careful, things can get done. I'm going to get a fresh liner. This is not necessary. This is my desire to really create the best product, since I am using my air fryer. So this is not necessary. This is me wanting this to turn out the best possible way, though. And if I did it again, I think I would just suck it up and have a messy cleanup. Because you know what? They say these are all, they say these are all nonstick, and they start off nonstick, and then the more you use them, it just ends up building up, and you have stuff to deal with. Okay, so now I'm going to take this marinade and baste this. And like I said, we're basting, but it is quite thin, so I don't know if these are going to be as saucy as the ones hers were. I don't know, maybe it's the cane vinegar. Who knows? I do think these will, no matter what, taste good, because they smell amazing. Oops, the onion went through. And of course, this will give them more color. But I'm glad I removed the liquid, because I feel like there was a lot of liquid that accumulated. And I didn't want them to stew, you know what I mean? I mean, part of getting the air fryer is getting that texture and crispiness. So now let's put them in for their final time. I don't think they're gonna need the full 6 minutes. I think 5 minutes will probably do it. So we're gonna let them go. And then we're gonna be tasting them. So very excited. Let me just do a little tidying while we're getting this last part down. I'll bring my plate over, a new fresh plate, as well as a tasting plate. So we like to taste things right here so you can see exactly how good they are. Of course, we'll need a napkin. There we go. All right, and I'm going to get those back in the fridge. There we go. Excellent. So friends, if you're just joining us, we are about ready to finish our Filipino Adobo Wings, our chicken wings from Urban Bliss Life. And see how they fare in, whoop, trying to see if my things are curling up yet. They're starting to curl. Some of these big old, I'll show you when we're done. Some of these big old ones are not curling, but some of them are starting to curl. So just tidying up a bit. We did this flip of the parchment paper because Philly felt like it was getting a little bit too wet down there. I should have just let them, hang out in the air fryer and not worry about the mess. But it is just me tonight, so I was feeling a little selfish, I'm not gonna lie, but then I regretted that decision. See what happens when you cut corners? That's the lesson learned. Just live a little, right? A little bit of elbow grease, it would have been just fine. Okay. So I think what we'll do, since we're getting close, is I am going to get the salad ready and taste that. And then by then our chicken wings should be ready. So let me get a little tosser. So for our salad, the last thing we need to do is we need to add those curled green onions. So let me show you how they look. I'm going to bring you over. So we have them in ice water. So let me show you. So now this guy didn't cut enough, but you can see the thinner ones. See how they curled? So I'm going to take the ones that curled and put them at the top. So some curled, some didn't. And maybe it's just time, maybe some need time, but I also think this one's a little thick, and that might have been why it didn't curl. So let's get them onto the salad. And this is just for looks, totally unnecessary. You could just chop these the regular old way, but it was just a way to make things look a little bit pretty. So I'm just going to put these around, at least the ones that, actually quite a few of them curled. I'm pretty happy with that. And if I strip some of them, the little tendrils, like that works quite well, even though my knife skills didn't work. See, even you can do this too. I love green onion. I think green onion lends such great flavor. I mean, it's like iconic for Asian dishes. It's a base flavor for so much. There we go. I think that's plenty of green onion. And then we're going to take our dressing. So let's mix it for the Filipino cucumber salad. All right. So I'm just going to kind of scatter these shallots around. So we have green onions, we have shallots, and I'm going to pour it. There we go. Let me show you how that looks. All right, let's take a peek. There is our, let's bring it to the light. Here is our Filipino cucumber salad. Fresh, delicious, it'll go great. In fact, even on their site, they say this goes great with adobo chicken. You got the herbs of the cilantro, really yummy. Okay, so let's give this a try, and our wings should be done any minute. I have a lone little green onion there. Let's pop him up there. We're going to give the salad a little toss. There we go. Excellent. Okay. There we go. It smells amazing. Okay, so we tossed it. We dressed it fresh, as they recommended. Let me give it a little taste. Oh, and that is our wings. Whoopsie. There we go. Let me taste this. The Filipino cucumber salad. Whoop. This is what I love about, again, all the cultures. This has hints of the cucumber salad I make that's more Italian in style. But the fish sauce adds just a hint of something different. And it doesn't smack you that it's fish sauce. It adds another salty element. And, mind you, there is no oil in this. This is a salad that, actually has no fat in it. That's delicious. I love that. Now the wings. Let's go check them out. All righty. The big ta-da. Holy cow, look at those wings. Wow. Gorgeous. I know I always say gorgeous. Y'all put up with so much. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to bring you back around and get these wings out. They look amazing. I mean, the color is unbelievable. So I'm just going to drape these kind of around. Go. I'm going to put this one here. It's falling apart, falling off the bone. That's what you like on a wing. Oops. Put this here. Okay, let me just tidy up this plate. Get some cilantro on it, and I'll put some on mine too. There we go. Beautiful. Now, you can drizzle some of the sauce on. I'm going to try it and then kind of decide, you know what, I'm just going to put a little glisten on. I'm deciding now, is it just to make it a little bit more shiny. Give a little bit of that savory flavor, just on each of them, and on mine too. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, and let me get the cilantro. You can use parsley. I love cilantro. I do not have the gene that makes it taste like soap. So I'm definitely going to use cilantro, but parsley would be a nice substitute. There we go. And put a little bit on there. Excellent. And there's a big chunk that went there, so I'm taking that one off. Okay. And I'm going to bring this into the light so you can see its true color, because right here it looks a bit dark, if I'm being honest. In fact, I might put up my lights a little bit. Although I guess there it's probably fine. Let's take a look at this, friends. Check this out. Beautiful. Now let's get it in some better light. Oop, there you go. Look at this. Wow. The color is just amazing. And truly. Look at that. Look at that color. I mean, wow. Gorgeous. Bring it over even a little closer. You can just see the deep hues. It's like walnut colored, like if you think of walnut furniture, but the little bit of the red gives you maybe a little bit of cherry furniture. So pretty. And you can just see the depth of flavor. All right, let's give them a try. And hopefully with all that delaying, these will be cool enough that I won't burn myself. So I'm just going to Go like that. Oh, they are hot. Holy moly. I'm gonna start here. Mmm. So you can get the skin on this little tip. That is so flavorful. It's just savory. I don't know another word. Mmm. It's I mean, you can tell there's a soy base. It's just a super savory. Mmm. I'm just trying to see if I got in my shirt. A super savory depth of flavor. Like they look, I'm gonna take another bite. They look like they'd be kind of plain, but they are not. Mmm. They're finger licking. I'm gonna rinse the rest. So, you know, I'm very fussy about crispy wings. These aren't going to be, and they weren't designed to be like the crispy fried wings, because of the basting and all that. But for me, it's worth it. Like it's not that kind of wing. And what you get from the basting with the color and the flavor, it's not like punchy like a Korean wing might be with spice and all that, but it is really good. Like the flavor is not to be missed on that. And the salad is perfect next to it. Just the brightness of the salad, it just goes so wonderfully. This is a perfect meal. I mean, I love this. So thank you so much, Marlin, for your recipe. And thank you also, the creators of the salad. This was wonderful. I am so glad to know adobo. I think that marinade would be great for so many different meats. And I will definitely, I mean, could do breasts in there, could do thighs in there. That is an easy recipe for a marinade that could be used a multitude of ways. So thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, I got vaccinated because I needed my flu shot. I'm a teacher. I don't mess around with it. I get my flu shot every year just to help with some of the little germs that are around me all the time. But yes, so friends, DS, thank you. Barb, thank you. Everyone else watching from afar, just thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming into my kitchen. And remember, take out, try, or buy is next. Until we eat again. Bye, friends.